thank you all for being here. I'm Cathy Fink. This is Marcy.
Hi.
And we've chosen a selection of songs from British and American histories. Some of these are going to be songs you're familiar with. A couple of them will be new to you. Some of them will be wild and crazy. And occasionally we'll even ask you to sing with us. And since I see that people didn't bring their lunches in this room, you don't have any excuses. I think you'll recognize the first song. She went to the Union Hall and a meeting it was called. Company boys came around, this is what they found. Oh, you can't scare me, I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union. Oh, you can't scare me, I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union till the day I die. Now I know you all know that, let's sing it together. Oh, you can't scare me, I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union. Oh, you can't scare me. I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union till the day I die. One more time. Oh, you can't scare me. I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union. Oh, you can't scare me. I'm sticking to the Union. I'm sticking to the Union till the day I die. All right. Thank you. Well, in fact, songs like that really mean a lot to Marcy and I because we've been on many picket lines, most recently several times down at National Airport doing the Children's March for Justice with whole families who are supporting Eastern Airlines in their strike. I'm going to take us back to 1910 and sing you a song from British history, a strike that went on in a soft drink factory called the Idris Soft Drink Factory. Now, a lot of the strikes and labor things that went on back in the early 1900s, what people would do is, as they were walking on the picket line, they would make up songs. And then they would print what they would call penny broadsheets of the lyrics to those songs and sell them to passers-by to raise money to help the union effort. And this is one of the songs that happened as a result of that in 1910, when there was a federation of women workers at the Idris Soft Drink Factory in Britain who wanted better pay and shorter hours and all those things that people want in their work situation. So they took a song that was really popular at the time called Every Good Girl Loves a Sailor, and they changed the words. Now that's also a real common method of coming up with songs for picket lines, for union situations, because more often than not, people who are walking the picket line, who are fighting for their unions, are not also professional musicians who can just come up with a new melody for their fight. And in fact, when we were working on the Eastern strike, Joe Uline from the AFL-CIO and I spent an evening and we took about 30 children's songs and rewrote them as Eastern Union songs, because that's how you get where you need to go really fast. And this one is called the Idris Soft Drink Factory Song, and it goes like this. Have you been to work at Idris? No, we won't go in today, for we're standing by a comrade, and we'll never run away. She stood boldly by the union, and she spoke up for us true, and if she gets the sack, we never we'll go back, whatever they do, whatever they do. Now you girls who work in bottling, and you girls in ginger beer, when you see us stand together, don't you feel a little queer? Don't you think it would be braver to come and join us in the fray, so we can boldly stand together hand in hand for our rights and our pay? Now you great king in the castle, or you statesmen at the top, when you're drinking soda water or imbibing ginger pop, think of those who work at Idris for such very little pay, who only get 9 bob for a most unpleasant job. Alack-a-day, alack-a-day. And now then, girls, all join the union in whatever you may be, in pickles, jams, or chocolates, or in packing pounds of tea. For we all want better wages, and this is what we say. We're here to right the wrongs. We know it won't be long. Hip hooray, hip hooray. The Idris Soft Drink Factory song. Thank you. I'm going to do a few songs that have to do with women in coal mining. And I first became aware of the history of women in coal mining in about 1984. I had recorded a song that I learned from my friend Cy Khan called Coal Mining Woman, which I'll do in a little bit. That song led to an invitation for me to perform at the 4th National Conference of Women Miners, which happened in 1984 in Owensboro, Kentucky. And that really opened up my mind to what goes on with women in the mines and similar kinds of jobs. There were at that time approximately 4,000 women who worked in mines, and mostly coal mines, but other kinds of mines in the United States. In British history, women and children, young girls, worked in the mines all through the 1800s and before, and they worked for less than slave wages. This first song that I'm going to open up with is called The Testimony of Patience Kershaw. It was written in the 1960s by a fellow named Frank Higgins, but what Frank did was he went through British archives and he read reams and reams of papers of interviews of women and children in the mines in Britain in the mid-1800s. And based on one interview that really struck him, he put together this song. It's based on the actual interview or testimony of a 17-year-old girl named Patience Kershaw. Just going to find the right note. It's good of you to ask me, sir, to tell you how I spend the day. It's in a coal-black tunnel, sir. I hurry corves to earn my pay. The corves are full of coal, kind sir. I push them with my hands and head. It isn't ladylike, but sir, you've got to earn your daily bread. I push them with my hands and head, so my hair is worn away. You see this balding patch I've got? It shames me, sir, I just can't say. A lady's hands are lily white, but mine are full of cuts and sags. And since I'm pushing all the time, I've great big muscles on my legs. Sometimes I don't feel very well, my stomach's sick, my head it aches. And I must hurry best I can. My legs are weak, my back near breaks. And then I'm slow and then I'm scared. These naked men will batter me. They can't be blamed, 'cause if I'm slow, their families will starve, you see. Well, all the boys, they laugh at me, and sir, the mirror tells me why. Pale and dirty, can't look nice. It shames me so I just can't try. A lady's hands are lily white, but mine are full of cuts and sags. Now I wish I wasn't born a girl. A boy would have a better way. I do appreciate you, sir. I love your kind and tender heart. But now it's 1842, and you and I are worlds apart. 100 years or more will pass until we're walking side by side. Please accept my grateful thanks. God bless you, sir. At least you tried. Testimony of Patience Kershaw. Well, we have a song that comes from 100 years later. And when I was at the 4th National Conference of Women Miners, I met a woman named Sandy, who had been a miner for about 7 years. She worked underground in the mines in Kentucky for a very long time, and after about 7 years, she was promoted to become one of the first female federal mine safety inspectors. And that was really cool because for the first time, women were going to have some say in some of the safety and inspection process that went on in the mines. When I was at the conference, I learned an awful lot of stuff that you would just never think of. For instance, there were a lot of accidents that happened to women in the mines simply because the protective equipment that is made for miners was not made in women's sizes. So the first years in the United States when women went into the mines, and it really happened as the result of a few lawsuits where women said, hey, we can do equal work, we need these opportunities, they were forced to wear men's caps and hard hats, men's gloves, men's boots. Well, when you're climbing up and down ladders and the gloves are 2 inches bigger than your hands, you're probably going to slip. And there's a lot of extra injuries that happened as a result. Well, Sandy became federal mine safety inspector, and along with that dream come true, she had another major change in her life that she was kind of hoping to pull off but never had the way or mean of doing it, which is she got a divorce. She finally was making enough money to become financially independent, and that kind of took care of that for her. And she was living in a real small town in Kentucky, and when women become independent in some of these real small, backwards, rural towns, the rumors fly. And so people were saying things like, women in coal mining is causing divorces. It's going to ruin the moral fiber of our country. Now, I just don't think this is going to work to have those girls in the mines. We're going to have to meet on this one. And so she eventually heard some of these rumors, and her response was, becoming a coal miner didn't cause my divorce, that's what made it possible. This is a song written for Sandy Bailey by my friend Cy Khan called The Coal Mining Woman. I used to come home every night. What would I see? A pile of talking beer cans where my husband used to be. The only time he got off his butt is when he got on my back. If marriages are made in heaven, you can just take this one back. Told him I was tired, but he never heard a word I said. The only words he seemed to know were beer and food and bed. I was waiting on tables for tips all day, waiting on him each night. If I'd had the money, I'd been long gone out of sight. Now I'm 1 mile down, 50 feet high, drawing good wages and drawing the line. 'Cause you can't ride the train if you can't buy the ticket. I'm a coal mining woman, just claiming what's mine. I'm safety inspector now, working down in the hole. I'm making a living and living alone. Some of these men, they say I don't earn my pay. We'd sure as hell be equal if the roof caved in today. Now I'm 1 mile down, 50 feet high, drawing good wages and drawing the line. 'Cause you can't ride the train if you can't buy the ticket. I'm a coal mining woman, just claiming what's mine. So come all you women who live in these hills, you can't own your life if you can't pay the bills. If you can't get your husband to treat you just right, better shut down that portal and walk out on strike. Now I'm 1 mile down, 50 feet high, drawing good wages and drawing the line. 'Cause you can't ride the train if you can't buy the ticket. I'm a coal mining woman, just claiming what's mine. I'm a coal mining woman, just claiming what's mine. Well, there's so much to say and to sing about when it comes to mining. I could do a whole program just on that, but we'll just do one more song and bring to your attention song written by a wonderful woman named Florence Reese, who Florence Reese's connection to the coal mines is that that's where her husband worked. That's where she grew up. That's where her family grew up. She did not work in the mines, but like many women, was, number one, subject to the paychecks that their husbands brought home from working in the mines, subject to that everyday fear of possibly losing your husband, your loved one, bringing up your children on nothing, shopping at the company store, all of those things. And I thought I would read to you the actual account from Florence Reese's own words of how she came to write one of the songs that's become known as one of the most standard Union songs in the country, called Which Side Are You On? Sheriff J.H. Blair and his men came to our house in search of Sam, that's my husband. He was one of the Union leaders. I was home alone with our 7 children. They ransacked the whole house and then kept watch outside, waiting to shoot Sam down when he came back. But he didn't come home that night. Afterward, I tore a sheet from a calendar on the wall and wrote the words, "To which side are you on?" to an old Baptist hymn, "Lay the Lily Low." My songs always goes to the underdog, to the worker. I'm one of them, and I feel like I've got to be with them. There's no such thing as neutral. You have to be on one side or the other. Some people say, I don't take sides, I'm neutral. There's no such thing. In your own mind, you're on one side or the other. In Harlan County, there wasn't no neutral. If you wasn't a gun thug, you was a Union man. You had to be. Join us. Which side are you on? 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 Come on, you good people, good news to you I'll tell, how the good old Union has come and here to dwell. Which side are you on? 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 They say in Harlan County there is no neutral there. You'll either be a Union man or a thug for J.H. Blair. Which side are you on? 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 My daddy was a miner, I'm a miner's daughter. I'll stick with the Union, come hell or high water. Which side are you on? 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 My daddy was a miner, I'm a miner's son. I'll stick with the Union until the battle's won. Which side are you on? 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 Down in that dusty mine, I'll see you tomorrow morning down at the picket line. Which side are you on? 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 We're fighting for a contract, we're fighting to be free. I'll see you on the picket line, there's room for you and me. Which side are you on? 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 Come on, you good people, good news to you I'll tell, how the good old Union is coming here to dwell. Which side are you on? 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 All right. Sometime in the early 1900s, a lot of the textile mills moved from the from the north to the south so they could try and continue using women as cheap labor. And this particular song kind of grew out of that. It's called Cotton Mill Girls, and just tells a little bit of a history of how that happened and one person that happened to. And it's got a chorus for you to sing on too. It goes like this. Hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times everywhere. Everybody. Hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times everywhere. Well, in 1915 we heard it said, go to the country, you'll get ahead. Hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times everywhere. Well, worked in a cotton mill all my life and ain't got nothing but a Barlow knife. Hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times everywhere. Hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times everywhere. Girls work 12 hours a day for 15 cents of measly pay. Hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times everywhere. Well, they raised the pay up half a cent. Poor old girls didn't know what it meant, and it's hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times everywhere. Hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times everywhere. Well, the raised the pay up half a cent more, and it went up a dime in the company store. Hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times everywhere. When I die, don't bury me at all, pickle my bones in alcohol, hang me up on the spinning room wall. Hard times everywhere. Hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times everywhere. One more. Hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times, cotton mill girls, hard times everywhere. Well, one of the most misunderstood jobs of women, and I'll speak mostly in America, is the job of housewife and mother. And it's kind of interesting because if you follow a little bit of the women's movement, you know, and other political movements, even go back to like the 1930s, when a lot of women were housewives and mothers and happy to be so, and then the 1940s when the Rosie the Riveter era came by, and later on when we do show some more slides, we've got quite a few from World War II, at a time when the government said to women, hey, you can do everything that men can do. The men aren't here. We need you in the factories. We need you building the airplanes, the guns. We need you welding. We need you doing all these things that you never thought you could do, but you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And sure enough, as soon as the war was over, they were switching their tune and saying things like, well, the men are back now. We really need you to go home and have babies and let them have their jobs back. They really belong there, and you really don't. You belong in the home now. And if some of you haven't seen that movie, Rosie the Riveter, about that whole era, it's really a fabulous movie. Anyway, then along comes the women's movement saying, hey, women should have careers outside of the home. They should be doing independent things, making their own income, having careers, making a lot of housewives and mothers who are happy doing that feel a little guilty for the fact that that's what they do. And a lot of times back in the 60s and 70s, you'd say to a housewife or a mother, so what do you do for a living? And they go, oh, I'm just a housewife. Well, now in the 1980s, we've kind of come around to where people are validating the job of a housewife and a mother, which any of you here who have had that job or have that job or are in that job know that it's about 5 or 6 jobs wrapped into one for less pay than most people get for almost anything else that they do. And I'm kind of glad to see that people are at a position now where they're more often accepting whatever it is that women choose to do. And if they choose to be a housewife and a mother, that's a full-time job for what they're choosing to do. And if they're choosing to work outside of the home, that's cool too. This song was written by my friend Cy Khan. It's called What Does Your Mama Do? And it's a song that we use a lot in elementary schools to talk with kids about what their parents do, what their mother in particular does while they're in school. Now, your average elementary school kid gets up in the morning and mom might help them like get ready for school and make their lunch and pick out their clothes and all this kind of stuff, take them to the front door, and they go off to school and mom's waving bye, and that's the kid's last picture of mom. They think mom stands there for 6.5 hours at the door until they come home from school so that mom can like put her hand down and go back to doing something else. You know, they have no idea of what goes on in between there, and in some cases mom leaves the home and goes out to work, and in other cases she works at home, and that inspired this song that goes like this. What does your mama do? What does your mama do? What does your mama do while you're in school? What does your mama do? What does your mama do? What does your mama do while you're in school? Now that's your part, but this is also a song that you get to help us kind of develop as it goes along, because what happens is different people tell us what their moms do, and we all sing about it. Or in this case, we probably have quite a few working mothers in the audience, and we'd be happy to hear what you do and share that with us. I'll start off with my mom. She's a travel agent. She's a travel agent. She's a travel agent while I'm in school. She's a travel agent. She's a travel agent. She's a travel agent while I'm in school. What does your mama do? What does your mama do? What does your mama do? What does your mama do while you're in school? What does your mama do? What does your mama do? What does your mama do while you're in school? Marcy, you want to tell us what your mom does?
Well, she's a nurse in a hospital.
She's a nurse in a hospital. She's a nurse in a hospital. She's a nurse in a hospital while I'm in school. She's a nurse in a hospital. She's a nurse in a hospital. She's a nurse in a hospital while I'm in school. What does your mama do? What does your mama do? What does your mama do while you're in school? What does your mama do? What does your mama do? What does your mama do while you're in school? Now how about some folks from the audience? Tell us what you do and we'll all sing about it. Don't be shy. Secretary.
Right.
She's a secretary. She's a secretary. Smiling one too. She's a secretary while I'm in school. She's a secretary. She's a secretary. She's a secretary while I'm in school. Who else? Archivist. Archivist.
Oh.
The kids will love singing that. She's an archivist. She's an archivist. She's an archivist while I'm in school.
Of course.
She's an archivist. She's an archivist. She's an archivist while I'm in school. How about one more? Pharmacist? She's a pharmacist. She's a pharmacist. She's a pharmacist while I'm in school. She's a pharmacist. She's a pharmacist. She's a pharmacist while I'm in school. I'm going to tell you a couple of the greatest answers that I've gotten from kids. This one comes from South Carolina, Bennettsville, South Carolina, where there's just a lot of jobs that people do that you never even think of, and they truly affect each and every one of us, but you just don't think that somebody had something to do with that, and this one really got me. She bags potato chips. She bags potato chips. Somebody's got to do it. Bags potato chips while I'm in school. She bags potato chips. She bags potato chips. She bags potato chips while I'm in school. Sometimes I'll be in a school with an assembly of 300 or 400 kids, and I can only get to 100 of them for this song. And I'm at one school where one girl raised her hand. She was about the 100th kid, and all the kids looked at her, and I knew that there was something up. And I think what turned out to be up was that nobody knew what her mother did. And this is what she announced in front of everybody. She's a lady wrestler. She's a lady wrestler. She's a lady wrestler while I'm in school. She's a lady wrestler. She's a lady wrestler. She's a lady wrestler while I'm in school. What does your mama do? What does your mama do? What does your mama do? What does your mama do while you're in school? What does your mama do? What does your mama do? What does your mama do while you're in school? And then for all those kids who think that what mom is doing is either standing at the door for 6.5 hours while they're in school, or she's watching TV and drinking pina coladas and eating chocolate chip cookies, there's this response. She works at home all day. She works at home all day. She works at home all day while I'm in school. She works at home all day. She works at home all day, and she doesn't get any pay while I'm in school. What does your mama do? What does your mama do? What does your mama do while you're in school? What does your mama do? What does your mama do? What does your mama do while you're in school? All right. Well, since about the time that people were keeping track of this kind of information, which is, I don't know, maybe the last 15, 20 years, or publicly keeping track of it, women have made someplace around 59 cents to every dollar that men make in comparable jobs. And that number fluctuates. Sometimes it's 55, sometimes it's gone up as high as 62. But in general, it's been right around 59 cents. And this song addresses that. It's got a part for you. It's called 59 cents. And your part goes like this. Let me hear the chord. When you just snap your fingers and sing, 59 cents for every man's dollar. 59 cents, it's the name of the game. 59 cents and make a grown woman holler. They give you a, I fill in the blank, but they treat you the same. Let's all try that together now. 59 cents for every man's dollar. 59 cents, it's the name of the game. 59 cents would make a grown woman holler. They give you a blank, but they treat you the same. You know, I'm only hearing the women singing. Does that mean something? High school diplomas come easy and free, but you're a working woman, what you gonna be? A senator or a surgeon, aim for the heights, but the guidance office tells you to lower your sights to 59 cents for every man's dollar. 59 cents is the name of the game. 59 cents make a grown woman holler. They give you a diploma, but they treat you the same. So it's off to college to sharpen your mind, to polish your manners, come every fine. Honors in English, but your boss's grind. Shakespeare's nice, but I wish I could type for 59 cents for every man's dollar. 59 cents, it's the name of the game. 59 cents to make a grown woman holler. They give you a degree, but they treat you the same. She's a junior executive on her way up, special assistant to the man at the top. She's one in a million, but all that she's found is her own secretary to order around for 59 cents for every man's dollar. 59 cents is the name of the game. 59 cents to make a grown woman holler. They give you a title, but they treat you the same. Well, the word is going out in that typing pool. A working woman ain't nobody's fool. We're telling the bosses on Secretary's Day, you can keep your flowers, honey, give me a raise. More than 59 cents for every man's dollar. 59 cents is the name of the game. 59 cents to make a grown woman holler. You can keep your flowers, honey, give me a raise. Thank you. That song is by Fred Small, and I really like it. I just hope that one day we won't have to sing it. It's going to be longer than we wish, but I'm one of those people who will keep working until we don't have to sing it anymore. One of the things that people in the 59 cents song have to deal with all the time is sexual harassment. And sexual harassment comes in so many different shapes and forms. It's not always physical. There's more verbal sexual harassment in a given day than we can count, even if you just watch a little bit of television and see some of the advertising. It just drives me nuts. I have this new system now. I want a pack of postcards that's thick right on top of my TV set, and every time a commercial comes on that offends me, because of things like sexual harassment, I just immediately write out something to the sponsor of that commercial, and I think, you know, well, somebody's got to do something. And they actually do listen when enough people are screaming at them, and it's just that we're not screaming loud enough. It does take a lot of energy.
Makes so much more sense than the rubber dart gun.
They pinch you in the Xerox room, they bump you in the hall, tell you in the office, then they say it's all your fault. They call you in the office and they'll stare right at your breasts. If you say a word to them, they'll say it's how you're dressed. It's the same the whole world over, happens all the time. The woman who's the victim is convicted of the crime. It's the same the whole world over, always been the same. Guilty claim they're innocent and the victim gets the blame. The man will say you asked for it and got what you deserve, or else he'll say you made it up and ain't you got the nerve. If you speak out, he'll say you're only trying to smear his name, and if not, he'll say you liked it, and his friends will try the same. But it's the same the whole world over, happens all the time. The woman who's the victim is convicted of the crime. It's the same the whole world over, always been the same. The woman who's the victim is convicted of the blame. If poor folks caused diseases, everyone would have their health. If poor folks caused poverty, we all would share the wealth. And if sick folks caused diseases, then we all would have our health. If soldiers caused invasions, then the generals would fight alone. And if women caused harassment, they'd be safe at work and home. And it's the same the whole world over, happens all the time. The woman who's the victim is convicted of the crime. It's the same the whole world over, always been the same. The woman who's the victim is convicted of the blame. The woman who's the victim is convicted of the blame. Thank you. Well, if there's one thing that really affects the life of a working mother, it's childbirth. And, you know, somehow in my mind, I just think that everything in the world would be a little bit more equal if we could share childbirth with men. And if we could really and truly share contraceptives with men in a fair way. And this song really talks about being able to do that. I'll sing you all a song about a wondrous new device, the nation's latest contraceptive plan. You know that funny object they call the IUD has recently been changed to fit a man. It's the IPD, the IPD. It may not feel too good to you, but it's not hurting me. So every time the pain begins to fill your eyes with tears, remember we put up with it for years. Now you can sing on that, and we expect some really low bass notes from the men because this may be their last opportunity to sing them. Try it. It's the IPD, the IPD. It may not feel too good to you, but it's not hurting me. It's the IPD, the IPD. It may not feel too good to you, but it's not hurting me. So every time the pain begins to fill your eyes with tears, so every time the pain begins to fill your eyes with tears, remember we put up with it for years. Remember we put up with it for years. Well, they tested it on whales and they tried it out on mice, and they used it in the poorer parts of town. It's the cleverest invention since the automatic lift. It's guaranteed to never let you down. It's the IPD, the IPD. It may not feel too good to you, but it's not hurting me. So every time the pain begins to fill your eyes with tears, remember we put up with it for years. Well, it's been been proven to be safe for the average human male, though testing showed some minor side effects.
Side effects.
There were 2 died of infection and 6 were sterilized, but only 10% became depressed. It's the IPD, the IPD. It may not feel too good to you, but it's not hurting me. So every time the pain begins to fill your eyes with tears, remember we put up with it for years. Well, you know, some people are never satisfied, so scientists are trying once again.
Once again.
They've got something even better than the good old IPD. It's called the morning after pill for men, just for men. It's the pill that's better than the IPD. It may not be too safe, but we'll have to wait and see. So put away your worries and put away your fears, and remember we put up with it for years. It's the IPD, the IPD. It may not feel too good to you, but it's not hurting me. So every time the pain begins to fill your eyes with tears, remember we put up with it for years. I think maybe we should show the slides and come back and do some more music. Thank you. Well, that was written by a group in Australia called the Ovarian Sisters, and you can find it. You can find it on a recording by Judy Small. We're going to move some of this stuff away from the front of the screen and show you some slides that I picked out several years ago from the National Archives. We'll have time to show you some slides and then also play a little bit more music. Give me just a second here, because we don't want you to have to look at the slides through our stuff. What I'm going to do is show you the slides, and I guess we could turn some lights off. I don't know how to do that. Ooh, isn't that sexy? Show you some slides, and before I tell you what each one is, some of them are very obvious, and some of them you'll have to do a little guessing to figure out what the women are doing. I'll just give you a chance to kind of digest them before I give it out. Oh, are you waiting for me? Yep. Can anybody tell what that is? It's tobacco. Picking tobacco apart. These women are all sewing, and what's really interesting to me is how in line they are. This was probably a photograph taken to encourage other women to be in this fun, clean environment. You'd have no way of knowing what they're sewing, but they're actually sewing men's overcoats. And as you can see, the lighting doesn't look too great. Most of these factory slides come from about the 1920s. This is your true lunchtime slide. I don't know why I got stuck on this when I was looking through the pictures in the archives, except that you never have an image of women as butchers. And in fact, you know, women on farms for years and years and years have had that job. But on a commercial level, that's really just not our image at all. And I don't know. I don't eat meat, so it didn't bother me too much. I'll give you a hint. This is in Hawaii. Pineapple. They're packing pineapple. And take note of how young all the women look in these pictures. I mean, so far we haven't seen one where they look over 20. In all the food industries, it used to be the law that women would have to have manicures every week. Now you wonder about that because you're kind of hoping that they're wearing gloves anyway. This is particularly hard to figure out what they're making. It's not clothing. not curtains. Something's padded. They are sewing car seats, automobile interiors. You know, all those kinds of things that somebody does, and we go and buy the final product and just don't have any image of how many people and how many women are involved in creating that final product. Mattress springs. Nope, they're not Slinkies. These two girls just look so young. And if you notice, they're wearing heels. Their shoes are like high heels, and they're standing in them all day. You just never think about it, you know. Women assembling pianos. This is a great one with all the keyboards lined up. Glorifying the job of the secretary. What does this picture say to you? If you become an accountant or a secretary, you will become beautiful and glamorous. This slide comes from the dictaphone company. They've all got headphones on. I don't know if you can see it. And there's a supervisor there watching them all. Make sure there's no chitter chatter.
Oh, Dorothy, you wouldn't believe what I just heard on this dictaphone.
This woman is a welder. And her button says TWA. These come from that Rosie the Riveter era. And these are airplane wings. They are not canoes. Once again, I mean, most of these people look pretty young. This picture is from a lumber yard, and there was a fabulous caption on it where the owner of the lumber yard stated that he would rather hire women than men because women were willing to carry 10 times as much lumber in a day than men were. It's from about early 1920s. This is probably the hardest of them all to guess. The Edison light bulb factory. I have an idea, and it came from a woman. I had to include an entertainer because Marcy and I, being full-time musicians for 15 years, I just can't tell you how many people have this image of people who are entertainers as being people who don't work and who have fun for a living. And for every hour that you spend on stage in front of people, your average entertainer probably spends 15 hours behind the scenes doing the paperwork, the bookings, the business, the rehearsal, learning the material, finding the right kinds of outfits to wear, practicing, looking for instruments, the whole thing. And this is one of the women in the entertainment biz that I just love the most. This is also in an airplane factory. And here is that other image of, trying to make a job look glamorous by choosing a woman who was extremely glamorous for her time to kind of draw other women into doing those jobs. World War II. And this goes way back. This is one of my favorites. It's a cookie factory. And you see that big rack of white things? Those are Oreo centers. I bet you never imagined that they hung them up. Think about that next time you chow down an Oreo in 5 seconds. Yeah, this is on the railroad. Great picture. This is one of my favorite pictures. Coal mining. These contemporary coal mining pictures were taken by Merritt Moore, who works with the Coal Miners Union. That's a great one. Underground. That's it for the slides. Now, I know a lot of you work here, but just in case you don't, let it be known that these slides came from photographs in the National Archives, and they are available for you to have a look at. All you have to do is get the right kind of card downstairs, which anybody can get, and you can go peruse these pictures for days and days and days on end, and for an extremely small and reasonable fee, you can get copies of the photos or slides made, which is what I did. And if I had a free week in my life, I would spend it looking at these great pictures. We've got a couple more songs we're going to do, and this one, I think, sort of makes you aware of a job that we just really don't ever associate with women as well. I read a book about 2 or 3 years ago by a woman named Linda Van Deventer, and Linda actually lives somewhere in Virginia. The book was called Home Before Morning, and it was an account of her experience as a nurse in Vietnam. It talked a little bit about why she became a nurse, why she joined the Army, what it was like over there, and most particularly what it was like when she came back. And based on that book, I wrote this song called Coming Home. I'm 35 years old now, and I wish I could have known at 20 there's no glory in saving Vietnam. If you're looking to save mankind, you can do it here at home. If it's democracy you live for, you don't need a foreign throne. For what these hands have been through and what these eyes have seen, I wish upon no others to go where I have been. Don't give up your youth, future for some bureaucrats command, for you'll never lose the memories of the horrors of that land. At 5 I was a happy girl playing in the sand. The doctor-nurse game was a favorite with my many friends. Heal the sick, make our friends, heal the aching party with our plastic tools and pride. 15 years later, there I was with honors as a nurse. Never once imagined I would see it as a curse. I signed my army papers to please my mom and dad, and to sign my independence as an adult in this world. What these hands have been through and what these eyes have seen, I wish upon no others to go where I have been. Don't give up your youth and future for some bureaucrat's command, for you'll never lose the memories of the horrors of that land. Flight to Nam was endless, thought we never would arrive. We were greeted with a party, drinks and jokes and all the like. But the sirens went and 20 hours later we were spent. 3 more boys to work on, it was hellish at its best. And it was body after body we rebuilt and saved and healed. Arms and legs were piled up behind the OR field. Some boys didn't make it, and others begged to die. In each I saw my brother, but there was no time to cry. What these hands have been through and what these eyes have seen, I wish upon no others to go where I have been. Don't give up your youth and future for some bureaucrat's command, for you'll never lose the memories of the horrors of that land. And finally the day did come when I could fly back home. I expected all the treatment that a hero would have known, but it was protest marches, pickets, anti-war had taken hold, and a woman, veteran of the war, faced shame and worthless cold. Folks felt sorry for the men, the women were ignored. Seems they didn't realize women also went to war, and the only way to heal myself from all the pain and horror is to tell the soldiers of today, we need your peace tomorrow. For what these hands have been through and what these eyes have seen, I wish upon no others to go where I have been. Don't give up your youth and future for some bureaucrat's command, for you'll never lose the memories of the horrors of that land. Don't give up your youth and future for some bureaucrat's command, for you'll never lose the memories of the horrors of that land. Thank you. Yeah, or should I do hospital workers? Thank you. Well, we're going to squeeze 2 more songs, and I know there's some folks that need to go back to work. I thought because of that song about Linda Van Deventer, I'd do one about hospital workers, and 80% of the hospital workers in North America are women. This is a song that was written as a union song by a fellow named Paul McKenna about 5 years ago in San Francisco. It's a pretty hard song to sing, but if you find any ways to help me out throughout this song, you'll recognize the melody. It's, once again, a stolen melody for a very good cause. Hospital workers on strike for better pay. We're hospital workers out on strike, struggling to make a better living, fighting the bosses and the scabs, and we're not about to give in. We're demanding better wages. We've got to get a raise. We've got to get a raise. Our wages are outrageous. We've got to get a good raise. Oh, we're out walking on the picket line. We're going to keep on walking and carry around a union sign till the management sits down to do some talking. Let's all sing solidarity forever. Yes, the union makes us strong. Raise our voice in harmony together. People, hear our union song. We shall become the opposition of the management employers. We shall not be moved by their injunctions or their hotshot downtown lawyers. Our enthusiasm won't diminish. We're in the struggle till the finish, till the bosses hear what we are saying and realize that we aren't playing. We'll stay out in the heat and the cold, in the wind and the rain and the weather. Our courage and spirit prevail. We'll stick together and we won't fail. Hand in hand we will stand dignified, and we won't let the scabs and bosses bust us. In courage and spirit and pride, we will unite to win the fight for bread and justice. Hey! Thank you very much. Well, we want to thank you for being here. We want to thank Cynthia Hightower from the National Archives for inviting us. Marcy and I have a album release concert and 10th anniversary in Tacoma Park concert coming up on Saturday night. There's some flyers back there at the door where you entered on the concert and our mailing list. We have a few copies of our records and tapes here. If you're interested, talk to us. This has really been a pleasure, and thank you for joining us. We're going to close off with one of those songs that's a tribute to women entertainers, being as that's been our full-time job, and mine in particular, for 15 years. I'm one of those few people who has managed to sustain myself on the music for ever since I pretty much got out of high school, despite the fact that everyone in my family wanted me to do the safe thing and go get that college degree so I'd have something to fall back on. But as we all know, the college degree isn't enough to fall back on anymore anyway. And I certainly wasn't going to spend 15 years getting 4 college degrees and still be looking for work. That was actually a funny thing that happened in my family, because every couple of years my mom would call me up and say, "Don't you think you should go back and get that degree? Don't you think it'd be great to have something to fall back on?" Well, my sister is an attorney, and she spent 5 years looking for work. And my brother got about 4 different college degrees, and he spent 4 years looking for work. So my sister and brother were both totally unemployed, and I was self-employed since I was 19, and my mom never quite made that connection. This song goes back to the 1920s with a group called Lily Mae Ledford and the Coon Creek Girls, the first all-girl string band on the radio. And we try and keep their tradition alive. It's called the Banjo Pickin' Girls. I'm going round this world, baby mine. Going round this world, baby mine. Going round this world, I'm a banjo picking girl. I'm going round this world, baby mine. I'm going North Carolina, baby mine. Going North Carolina, baby mine. Going North Carolina, from there on to China. I'm going to North Carolina, baby mine. Now I'm going round this world, baby mine. Going round this world, baby mine. Going round this world, I'm a banjo picking girl. I'm going round this world, baby mine. On the guitar. I'm going Chattanooga, baby mine. Going Chattanooga, baby mine. Going Chattanooga, from there on to Cuba. I'm going to Chattanooga, baby mine. Now I'm going round this world, baby mine. Going round this world, baby mine. Going round this world, I'm a banjo picking girl. I'm going round this world, baby mine. Little banjo. Now I think this is why this song lasted so long. If you ain't got no money, baby mine. You ain't got no money, baby mine. You ain't got no money, get yourself another honey. If you ain't got no money, baby mine. Now I'm going round this world, baby mine. Going round this world, baby mine. Going round this world, I'm a banjo picking girl. I'm going round this world, baby mine. Thank you very much. Marcy Marxer, I'm Cathy Fink. Thank you.